guys, welcome back to the Talkaholics podcast. This is Iman.
And this is Razia.
So today, Razia, what are we talking about?
We're talking about our favorite females in a TV, movie, or cartoon animated show.
Yeah, and honestly, guys, me and Razia were both like brainstorming before we started recording, and it was tough.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot
Yeah.
because
Well, let's
we
just
were
set the
really
tone from the
struggling.
beginning.
Yeah, we were really struggling to think, and I kept thinking like, okay, what have I been watching recently? What have I watched in the past?
Right.
Trying to pinpoint like any female character, not even just a female lead, but like any
Right.
female character that really stood out to me. And I'm like, why can't I? And I'm sure there are like amazing female characters out there, but
Yeah.
it's the fact that I can't remember any of them.
No, exactly. Yeah, I was just telling Iman too, like, it had a similar kind of conversation about, with my friends, just going back and forth about their favorite enemy leads, and, like, none of us mentioned females. Like, just the idea of that doesn't come to mind, Like, it just sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks. But we're going to probably go back and forth on the few female characters that happen to come to mind. And then through the lovely magic of improvisation, we'll have thought of more. But Uman, did you want to go first?
I guess. Okay, so here's the thing. I was like really raking my, I was really raking my brain. I was like, what can I say? And honestly, like, I can't think of anything I've watched recently.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I really like that female character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But and I don't even know how do we measure this. But anyways, okay.
Yeah.
I kept thinking like to the past, like what I was watching when I was younger.
Yeah, same.
And honestly, the first character that came to mind was Raven.
I literally wrote her down because I was like, I knew that's what you was gonna say.
And now I want to make this clear: not Raven Simone. Okay.
Oh no.
Raven Simone is questionable. Okay.
Really?
Raven Baxter. I'm talking about Raven Baxter,
Yeah.
the character. I grew up watching That's So Raven, and her character was like amazing. Like
Yeah.
she was confident in who she was. I mean, of course, she got into trouble here and there or whatever, but she was always just very confident and always like stood up for what was right, and that was something I recognized very young, and I emulated her a lot. It was kind of embarrassing looking back. But like I knew all her catchphrases. And would say that I would literally, Razi, when I tell you I thought I was Raven when I was like 9, 10.
I believe it. I believe it.
And people would like, oh my god, you remind me of That's So Raven. And I would get so excited. I'd be like, oh my god, thank you.
The best compliment in the world. I love that. That's so cute.
But yeah, I guess that would be my first character.
That's awesome. Yeah,
What
no,
about you?
and I think honestly, like a lot of people looking back would even say that show, and even her character alone, were amazing. And we have yet to see Disney pull kind of the same thing that time, but whatever, it is what it is. For me, because my wheelhouse is animated characters and stuff. So I think that's where I'm gonna start. There is a specific character. She's not. I wouldn't say she's a lead by any means, but she's a character in the show called Steven Universe. That her name is Connie, and she is the first brown animated character I can think of that I've seen in a TV show that was like significant. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
cool.
Had a role in a plot. Like the only other one I can think of, even in like movies, like popular movies or for kids, was like Harry Potter, like the girl that he goes after, who was like really not even important in that book.
Oh yeah, yes, I do remember that.
Is it her name Parvati or something? I can't even say it right. I don't remember. But
I don't remember, but I just remember being like that being a part of the plot randomly.
Yeah, she's just like a random love interest. They go to prom together, and that's it. Like it's just so weird. And I think she has a twin. I don't know. I don't remember this.
Yeah, I think they're twins. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, not great history thus far. But since then, like this is the only one I could think of that, like it was so cool because in the show they don't really shy away from the fact that she's brown, and they kind of give her a really wholesome backstory. So her last name is Maheshwaran, so you know right away she's Hindu and probably Indian. And like her parents are a doctor and engineer, so you know right away like the pressure she has, to grow up and be a certain way, and like they nod towards like the stereotype of it and do a really good job of um like her there's like literally an episode of her kind of approaching her mom saying, I can't be what you want me to be, kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is nice. Like the mother and daughter dynamic there's really dope.
Well, I've
So
never heard. What show is this?
Steven Universe, it's a
I've
Cartoon
never
Network
heard of
show.
this. Oh,
Yeah,
Steven Universe.
and
I've
she's
checked it out.
and the cool thing is she's also a love interest, but she is um like it's not like she's just pretty and like she's there for the male lead. Like it's
Yeah,
she has a lot of other things. She's a good fighter, like all these other things that are really cool. And then just to
cool.
throw in another character really quickly, who also happens to be by the name Raven, and I've showed my love and interest for this character from Teen Titans many times.
Oh, yes, I know this.
Yeah, and may or may not have cosplayed her. Do not look up pictures. And
I'm going to find it.
no, you're not. Trust me, it's like deleted, completely. I, it's I know I've loved that character for so long. Teen Titans is such an amazing, amazing show. I'm talking about the original one, not Teen Titans Go. Um, and just like one of the first female characters that I knew had a really solid personality and a great design. Like, and there's nothing about her that you were like, she's like the stereotype of a female character of that time, right? Which their focus is, do I look pretty, and do the boys like me? Like she was like everything else but that, which was nice to see and really refreshing for that time. So yeah, I those would be my two.
Nice. Okay. I mean, those are great ones, and a lot more recent than the ones I'm talking about.
Raven is still
Especially the next one
Raven
I'm gonna
Baxter is still
say.
relevant. Iman, please.
I mean, okay, so the next one I'm gonna talk about again is from an older television show, much older than Raven actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Moesha. I don't know if you've ever seen Moesha.
No, maybe I need to. Let me Google
It's
it.
the show starring Brandy.
Oh shoot, that's way back.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember seeing this.
it's been I believe it's the 90s if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I came to Moesha very late, as late as just a couple months ago. I've always known of the show, but it was just like one of those things that I never engaged with as a kid.
Oh shoot, yeah,
And
same.
then
I'm
I
looking at it now. I'm like, definitely have seen because I mean, Brandy
yeah,
at her time was like at that
yeah,
height.
and it was like one of those things that I just always knew of, but I never engaged with, and then it got to a point where it was too late, and then it came to Netflix,
Yeah,
and I was like, hey, now I need to watch it.
yeah,
And I binged like all of it. It's so good.
I love that.
But I did not know the last scene had a cliffhanger. I was very upset. They canceled the
Oh,
show on a cliffhanger.
oh no, that's the worst. That
Yeah,
is the
but
worst.
anyways, Moesha, the actual character.
Yeah,
I honestly loved your character. Like
yeah.
she's again very like very well. Okay, she throughout the whole, I think it's 7 or 8 seasons. She's like growing into herself, learning like how to be a teenager than a woman, and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But her character is still very resilient and very much like stands up for what she thinks is correct and what's right, and she's also very like smart and like very educated, and it was just like she's just a great character all around. And like the
Right.
fact that that was like it was a very popular show of it when it was like um when it was running.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like someone I'm assuming that a lot of young girls looked up to, and I love that that was a character that was around.
Right.
So yeah, that's my other great female lead character.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's so hard to think of more. Like I could. The only other well, okay, there's two things. So we've talked like we've gone off about Handmaid's Tale. In
Oh yeah, see, I was gonna say that as well,
yeah.
but then I was like, are like I don't know if I necessarily think they're great people,
No, for sure.
but it's
This is
just
more
like
about the
they
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, I don't know how to say it. Like I know that the acting is great. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah,
For
yeah.
that show, like the acting's phenomenal, the plot like great, whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's such a dark show.
No, for sure. I meant to mention them not as like that. There's particular characters that I thought like wow, like this is, and it's a very also it's written by a white female author. Like there's
Yeah.
I'm not also talking about representation either, but what I am talking about that I think that the first season and second season did really well is talk about women's issues, obviously in like the most drastic manner possible.
Yeah.
But it was like the first show I remember very specifically thinking, going, I don't remember another show that I can point to that has talked about these things that I've thought about for so long that it just outright is like talking to you about it. Like I'm talking from a female cast slash like female centered themed show. I
Yeah.
thought Handmaids did like an exceptional job of pointing it out there, even if it's dark and you know what it's like to like finish a Handmaid's Tale episode. It's like it weighs on you, but
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
I think what the show was able to accomplish, and even like the book, it reminds me a lot of the Color of Purple, that book. It, just the idea of like the whole story is kind of pointing out every which way women can feel insecure and can feel inferior, you know, through oppression in many different ways. Like those two books did a really good job at doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know. I can't. I
I
I
think
don't even know what to say. Like there's so like shows like that are so no, I have nothing to say. I don't know.
she's like,
I
I
sometimes
withdraw.
you have to know when to just not talk. Like I
Like
don't
I don't know if you feel the same way.
you said
Like
it
having also
perfectly.
watched the show,
Huh?
like Iman, do you agree with the same sentiment having also watched the show, or am I like reaching?
No, no, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like you said it. Like I don't need to repeat because you said it, and like sometimes I just need to not talk.
No, it's okay. We're called the Talkaholics to give ourselves the avenue to do that. No worries. No, but I feel
Yeah, I
that
mean,
it's like it's really tough to like. I think this is like this episode. If there's ever been evidence of there not being enough really like strong leading
yeah,
iconic like female characters, people that you can point to and go, yes, this woman represents XYZ. It's there's so many male characters that take up that space that can do exactly that for any topic. So
yeah. Like it's the fact that we've had so much trouble
yeah,
picking people, and I don't because I feel like a lot of you can I think there are a lot of female characters out there that people are like what do you mean like
yeah,
if people listen to us and think well I can think of X these many people.
right,
I feel like if I think of a woman or a female character, my next thought is okay, but like, did she represent some sort of stereotype?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Was she really like a lead character? What was her purpose in the show or movie? Like,
yeah.
I can think of female characters, but then I think, okay, but like, what did she represent? Is that actually a great female character,
Yeah.
or was she written by a man?
No, it is not even. It's not even just that. It's so. For example, like if I were to pick a strong or really iconic male character, who who talked about very strong thematic things. Like you could even pick Fresh Prince, like Will Smith's, like his character,
Yeah,
and point out the fact that through his character you learned about classism, you learned about like family issues, right? Like the
yeah,
iconic scene with about him and his dad not being there, and like you can go on and go on and go on about uh him just like, and he was funny and he was likable and like just like the clothes that he wore, you knew of his time. He represented the 90s, like things like that, that he
yeah,
was just like, just the idea of him was
yeah.
so
And also, the
iconic.
women in that show were also phenomenal. Like,
Right, but it's one of
their
those
roles
things
were
that like
great.
stand alone. Do you know what I'm saying? Those
Yeah, yeah,
characters
I know what you mean.
alone.
Like he was the lead, so
Yeah,
like the focus was on him.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but things like that I'm like, it's unfortunate that you have to like dig that far. And I'm sure there's characters we'll think of after this. This always happens whenever we do these kind of episodes.
Yeah, we're like,
We
ah,
like think of like
should have
13
said this
others.
person.
Yeah, we like message each other afterwards, like no lie, going, "Oh my god, why the hell didn't we mention it?" But even when being put on the spot, I feel like we should be able to do that. But uh, considering that it's time, I think maybe this is where we throw it to our audience to tell us how much we suck for not
Yeah.
mentioning, 40,000 other female characters. But let them know where they can tell us that, Iman.
Yeah. Or you know what? Like maybe okay, before I do that,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe our standards are too high. Like
I don't know. Yeah.
maybe our standards are too high because I'm definitely not saying that there are no female
No, no,
characters
no.
that
That's not
are
what we're saying
great.
at
Like
all.
of
No.
course there are so
Yeah.
many. But like if you look at them, a lot of them are supporting
Yeah. Yeah.
lead or supporting characters to a man.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um
Yeah, and I'm also not looking when I was thinking about these characters. I'm not thinking about somebody who's like morally pure or like somebody
yeah.
who's like, um, it's we're not trying to pick our best friends. We're trying to pick like somebody who, or at least for me, I think a strong female character is someone like who stand alone represents a lot of things, who's drawn or like design wise is iconic, and also like had an impact socially. And having those three
Yeah.
buckets is near difficult. Like compared to many male characters, I could just file through them for you right now. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And I guess that also speaks to the like who we are as individuals because
yeah,
like you said they have to not only like they make an impact socially but like make an impact on ourselves, like on
yeah,
us.
yeah,
And like these are the characters that we mentioned are, characters that we felt made an impact on us, whatever, whether it be when we were younger or now. And so I guess that speaks to like our specific experiences as being, like Muslim women and
yeah,
Muslim women of color, and how our experiences or our lived experiences and how we connect to certain characters. And maybe that's the point that we're trying to make, is
yeah.
that there aren't enough characters that we can connect with
Exactly. Yeah, it's
at the
totally
end
a
of the day.
connection thing too. That my last thing before we wrap up and we can talk about our lovely socials is like there's also like other very niche like indie shows that I could mention too. Like Akani, I point out because I think enough millennial kids would know about them. But like for example, like in Iman or like anybody from my age group, like it wouldn't really know. So there's like other there's a movie called Millennium Actress that like phenomenal job at representing females in like the most diverse ways. But yes, I mentioned this, but like nobody knows that movie.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Like there's definitely work out there and people are pushing boundaries, and that movie that I just mentioned was also kind of recent. Like it's just not enough that I can say like, people have seen it like a Leo DiCaprio movie or like something like that. It's just
Hmm.
it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, you know,
Maybe we
we'll
can
see
do a
more.
part two to
No,
this.
I'm very hopeful for our future because, like, every year, more and more, women of color and everything are entering these fields,
Yeah.
and we're seeing more stories being written about, various people. So, like, I'm hopeful that we're going to just get more and more um, diverse and unique stories, hopefully,
Yeah,
and characters on top of that.
absolutely, yeah, and maybe like with the part two, once we like have time to think about this more, maybe we'll like shoot ourselves for not mentioning 30,000 other characters. We can
Yeah,
come back to
but
this.
but on saying that, if you guys are yelling at us right now and thinking, "Oh my God, you didn't mention this woman and this woman," let us know in the
Yeah,
comments below
please do
who you think we missed, because we missed people for sure.
for sure.
And who are your favorite female characters in any form of media. And let us know in the comments below wherever you're listening to this, which is either SoundCloud, Apple Podcast app, or YouTube or Spotify. Or you can let us know on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram.
Perfect. All right, guys. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.